Well, hey there, folks. I'm meteorologist Matt Barentine. Hope you're having yourself a good day here on your Tuesday after a chilly start. It's really going to be a nice day. We've got high pressure in place. It's giving us pretty good conditions here across the area, and it's going to be really nice throughout the day. It'll warm up. Low 50s at lunchtime, mid 50s for highs. There'll be a mix of sun and clouds out there, so a few clouds wisping on by, but otherwise really nice. Light northeast winds, never all that gusty or breezy out there. Then as we go into the evening hours, temperatures will begin to drop. Right after sunset, we can expect temperatures to drop back off into the 40s. So yeah, a little chilly, but nothing a decent coat can't fix when you head out the door. If you got to run to the grocery store, if you have some other errands you need to run after work. Here's your forecast. We'll look through the rest of the work week, and what you're going to see here is just a gradual warming trend through the rest of the week. The mornings stay pretty chilly, but they do start getting a little bit milder each morning, go from mid 30s to upper 30s. And then as we look at the high temperatures, we go from mid 50s to upper 50s and eventually into the 60s by Friday. So we're starting to warm up there as well. Finally getting back to quote unquote normal by Friday. That's your normal temperatures, right around 40 in the morning, low 60s in the afternoon. But we've been a long ways from that here. Here's the future cast on Saturday. So we drive through the end of the week through Friday, and then we get to Saturday, and a front's going to be moving on in. It's going to bring some rain. Now, just rain. I mean, you'd have to go pretty far north to find some frozen precipitation. I mean, all the way up, looks like to Indiana. So, I mean, it's going to be just way too warm for any frozen precip in our area. Severe weather chances. As of now, I'm looking at some of the different parameters. I'm just not seeing any real risk of severe weather for us on Saturday. It looks like our instabilities will be too low, but it's still that time of year and things are going to be a little warm, so I'll keep an eye on things in case that changes. Right now, it doesn't seem to be one of those events that sticks out. We may end up with a marginal risk or something on Saturday, but it doesn't look like we'll be seeing a high level risk coming up for us Saturday. And then really the big story will be, well, two. Number one is that simply the fact that it happens on Saturday. So it looks like most of our Saturday is going to be fairly wet, or at least there's going to be a decent chance of rain. So that really could impact what folks are doing. But then the other thing is the cold air that comes in behind. Check out what happens next week. It is going to turn bitterly cold as we look down the line next week. That's your 10-day forecast. I'm about to break this down into the highs and lows so you can get a really good look. Let's start with the highs. I'll pull this up with just the highs. Whoops, that's not 10 hours. That was my bad. This is the one I'm looking for. 10-day high temperatures on 10-day hour planner. So here are the high temperatures. Like I said, this week, the rest of the work week, we kind of just see our temperatures gradually coming up. Saturday actually turns out to be downright warm. That's why, like I said, no chance of any frozen precipitation here. I mean, we're going to be near 70 degrees on Saturday. And then Sunday, so once that front passes Saturday night, we don't immediately cool off. The cold air is going to lag a little bit, but then it comes in on Monday. These are high temperatures, folks. 42 on Monday. Tuesday, we may not even break 40 degrees. Another thing I want you to notice, look at the average of 61. Friday and Saturday, the only days that we get at or above average. Most days are continuing. Of the next 10, at least 8 of them are going to be below average and likely will be well below average to start off next week. And what's going to happen is, of course, we had that big cold outbreak the week before. We're going to end up being with a really cold January. When we take all the numbers and average them out and everything, we're going to be well below average for this January. No matter what happens from here, just looking at what we already can forecast, it's going to be way below average. So next week, those are the highs. Remember, those are the highs. So let me give you the same thing, but with the lows. And you can see next few days is chilly, no doubt about it. It warms up over the weekend, and then bam, really cold to start off next week. 27 on Monday morning, 24 on Tuesday morning, 26 on Wednesday morning. Now, looking back to last week, we had 2 mornings we got down to 26 degrees. Those are the coldest mornings in Mobile. Forecasting basically for that on Monday and Wednesday, then even colder than that on Tuesday. So we very well are looking at, as cold as last week was, this upcoming cold blast likely to be even chillier. So, it's not often that we do this. We go back to back, really, not quite back to back. We got this week in between, but not often that we get 2 significant Arctic cold blasts even in January. Usually we get 1. That's not unusual. But getting 2 of them kind of within 2 weeks, that's pretty unusual for us. And that's what we got. So get prepared. You know, you have to make all those cold weather precautions again next week. You know, dripping the pipes and that sort of thing. You have to do all that again next week because we're going to be turning downright cold. Let me get the 10-day forecast up here, then I'll leave you with this full screen so you can see everything that's happening here as we look down the line. And we get that on over. Once again, thank you so much for joining me here on Fox 10 and our digital station. If you'd like, you can always catch us on our Fox 10 weather app and, of course, Fox 10 News. We are on Studio 10 this morning. Of course, we go to midday at 11. We got Fox 10 Live at 3 p.m. And then we got Fox 10 News at 4 and 5 this evening as well. So we're here for you all day. Of course, as we get closer to that big Arctic outbreak next week, we'll have finer details on it. And we'll see how low we can go. We'll be right. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 10.